Hello guys, welcome to my video. Today I will be doing a Premier League prediction, like match day 5, whatever you want to call it. I will be looking at the matches. I'll speak about what I think about the matches. I'll give prediction. I will show you my fantasy squad, and yeah. But if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel please, and like the video. Comment what you think in the comments, you know what I mean. Well, yeah, let's just get started. Like, let's just get started. Yeah. So the first match is Bournemouth versus Brighton Albion. Now let's just see these guys' stats. So look at that. So Brighton. That's a very bad start. Bournemouth, they've started very bad. 4 losses in a row. They're gonna want to change everything over. Like, they're just gonna change everything. On the other hand, Brighton, new promoted team, the first 2 games, losing against Manchester City home or away for them is not too bad. Leicester City away, they lost, but it's at the King Power Stadium again. That's not a bad result. And drawing against Watford away, that's a good result. I mean, Watford's been going amazing this season, and winning against West Brom started amazingly well at home. So they're not going bad. 4 points, but it's what's Vitality Stadium, yeah. On the other hand, Bournemouth away to West Brom. I mean, that's actually hard to win there. Tony Pulis, a great Premier League manager, great Premier League manager. He knows how to win at home, and he knows if he wants to do good at the Premier League, Bournemouth is a side he needs to beat. And 1-0 loss, not too bad. Home against Watford, 2-0 loss. That is a pretty bad for Bournemouth. I mean, if they don't want to get relegated, they need at least a draw there. Losing against Manchester City and Arsenal, not like home or away, losing against them, it's not like disappointing or anything like that. So you're just looking at, for Bournemouth, hard fixtures, like, because they were good last season. Where did they finish last season? Was it right there? I don't know. But they were not bad. Like, since they finished in top 10, they did something that no one expected them to do. And if you look at their fixtures, that's a hard fixtures to last full. I mean, the only, like, you can go, oh, they didn't do good with Watford. The other ones are all possible. I mean, losing to West Brom away, losing to Manchester City and Arsenal, like at home losing to Watford, but games like that can happen. And Bournemouth, they're gonna want to bounce back. I mean, at home they're a good side. I don't know, against Watford they might have been unlucky. They gave Manchester a very hard game on the last minute, and they're gonna want to win. So I'm going for a 2-1 2-1 Bournemouth win. Coming to the second game, Crystal Palace versus Southampton. So let's get to the stats as well. Wow, Crystal Palace is last, of course. Southampton have not been going well. They're not the Southampton, are they? I mean, the Southampton we know, it's a better side than this, in my opinion. What was their last fixtures? No, I don't want previous results. Head to head, Southampton have won 10. Crystal Palace have won 2. They've drawn 4. There we go. Yeah. So you can see Crystal Palace on the other side. They've lost against Liverpool, fair enough. The other 3 fixtures, home against Huddersfield, losing 3-0. That's not good. Losing against Swansea at home, that's not good. Burnley, they should have tried to at least get a draw. Frank de Boer is sacked. He's sacked after 4 games. They've got Roy Hodgson and a new manager. So everything's a disaster. They need a win. And I think it's about if Crystal Palace they have quality in the team, no doubt. With Saka coming in there as well, they have Benteke, Zaha up front. They have a good team. It's about if the players show up. It's about if the players play with their heart, with passion. On the other hand, Southampton, they haven't started good. This is not the South. They always finish in 8th. They always close that EuroLeague sport. I don't know if they've got it, like in the past 15. I think they got it once. I can't remember though. They're gonna want a better start than that. I mean, their new manager doesn't look good. He's another candidate to get sacked, in my opinion. I mean, look at that. They haven't scored a goal apart from the game they won against West Ham, and West Ham got a red card, and they scored 3 goals. I mean, let's go into that game. Yeah, you can't go from here, but whatever. That's the only win they got. So you're talking about they couldn't score in 1, 2, 3, 4 games. No, 3 games. And so that Stoke City game was from last season. They scored in only 1 game. They've kept 2 clean sheets. Maybe their defense is not the worst, and you still have Van Dijk coming in there. But how can you not score in 3 games out of 4 games? You know what I mean? You might go and look how much goals they scored from 4 games, 3 goals. That's even a better record than scoring in only 1 game in to not scoring in 3 games, just scoring in 1. That's very bad by Southampton. I don't think Chris Palace will make a comeback. I think they're gonna win this game 1-0. 1-0. Huddersfield versus Leicester City. This is another game. I mean, people are surprised by how good Huddersfield started. I mean, look at that. Win, draw, loss. Last week they got a loss, and I think this is going to be the start of the drop for Huddersfield. On the other hand, Leicester City, they've had 3 losses against Arsenal. Unlucky loss. They could have won the game easily. 73rd minute, 3-2 up. 83rd, I think. Manchester United, other than Stoke City, that was their hardest match. It was at Old Trafford. They scored in a late minute to get the lead. They gave Chelsea a hard match, 2-1. It was a well-fought victory, and I think people are overlooking Leicester this season. They have no Champions League. I think you have to watch out. Vardy looks good. He scored a few goals. I mean, they don't look bad, Leicester, at all. And you look at Huddersfield, 2 wins in a row, then they got a draw, and now they got a loss. They're dropping off. You can see it. I even talked about this in my last week prediction. I don't think their luck is going to keep on going. I think they're going to drop at one point. And I think they're going to see how hard the Premier League is, because this is not the Championship. They lost against West Ham, and I think this game will end 3-1 to Leicester City. Liverpool versus Burnley, I will do a video on that, like a separate video. It will be out tomorrow, like around the same time that this video will be out, so look out for this. Now, Newcastle versus Stoke City. Newcastle. Rafa Benitez is starting to get things right. 3-0 win against West Ham, and then 1-0 win at the Liberty Stadium. A very good result. Swansea has not been too bad. You have Stoke City. They won against Arsenal. They drew against West Brom. They lost against Everton. It's a great side at Goodison Park. And they drew against Manchester United, the first team to make Manchester United drop points. So this is going to be a great clash. But because this is at home, Newcastle got the confidence. Rafa Benitez is a great manager. I think he will get a draw. I want to go to a Newcastle win, but Stoke have some quality in that team. I think that quality will get them a draw in this game. I think this game will end 2-2. Watford versus Manchester City. Manchester City. They destroyed Liverpool, alright. I made a rant. I did a reaction to that video. Go check it out. But other than that, they've not been too good in my opinion. Seriously. They had a great game in the Champions League, 4-0. But Pep is always winning the Champions League. Even last season, in the group stage, he smashed Gladbach. Everyone was saying they're going to win the league. Everyone was saying it. This season, I reckon they title and they could win the league, and I wouldn't be surprised because, like, my prediction is they're gonna win the league. My head says they're gonna win it. My heart says Liverpool will win it. Every season, my heart says Liverpool will win it. But the 5-0 win against Liverpool, you might be looking, wow. I don't think it was that convincing. Of course, 5-0 is great as well. But I think until the red card, Liverpool had better chance than them, and it should have been a draw. And in the red card, then Liverpool capitulated, and they got goals after goals. I mean, after the red card, it was so easy for Manchester City, so easy. If you watch the game, you know what I mean. Before the red card, Liverpool were playing good football, and that through ball, if Edison didn't come out like that, and Mane got the touch, Edison was a bit behind. It could have been a different story. It could have got past Edison. It could have been 1-1, different story. But that happened, a red card, and Liverpool just capitulated. But other than that, they won 2-1 against Bournemouth in the last minute. They drew against Everton. They won against Brighton, a new promoted side in the first day. So it's not too convincing. On the other hand, Watford, they drew against Liverpool. Home or away, this is a great result for them. They won against Bournemouth away, great result. And they drew against Brighton at home. They got a red card in that game. I don't know which minute it was, but that affected them, of course. They won against Southampton away at the St. Mary's. That's a hard result, so well done to them. And it's at the stadium, Vicarage Road. So I think it will be a draw, this one. And I think it will be a low-scoring draw. I think it will be 1-1. Now, West Brom versus West Ham. West Ham finally get a win. They're going to want to go with this confidence. On the other hand, West Brom dropped. But it's at home. Tony Pulis, he knows what to do at home. Of course, West Ham, very bad start. I mean, they're the only team to come. I mean, Southampton's not scoring against any team. They scored 3 against West Ham. Just think about it like that. But seriously, they lost against Newcastle 3-0. They won against Huddersfield 2 in a game they played very well. I watched that match Monday night. They were very good. And now I feel like the London Stadium, the London Stadium that day, it felt like a home game. Like they always play last season. Whenever they played, it didn't feel like a home game, but that time the crowd were in it. It felt like a real home game. I know this is away, but they're gonna get the confidence. Bleach knows his job is on line, and I think he's a great manager. So I think they're gonna get a win. I think it'll be a 2-1 win to West Ham. I didn't talk about West Brom, but they got a loss last week. I think they'll put their confidence down. The other weeks they were good. Tottenham against Swansea, they got a great result against Borussia Dortmund. Wembley curses are over. I don't know. As you can see, look at Tottenham. They lost and drew again at Wembley. They won 2 away games. They won against Everton 3-0 at the Goodison. They won against Newcastle at what was it? St. Jacob's Park, something like the Newcastle Stadium. But they won against Dortmund at Wembley. They won against Everton at the Goodison 3-0. So they were on good form. Could they drop against the Swansea side, which lost against Newcastle? Before that, they won against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. They lost against Manchester United, and they drew against Southampton. So not the best start for Swansea, because Crystal Palace, everyone bet them. You know what I mean? They just got like Fantasy Boy just got sacked. But could this be another draw for Tottenham? That's what the feeling I've got. I feel like they got a Champions League game. I feel like, and it might be because I want it as well. I mean, if Tottenham have a bad Wembley thing and they drop off the top 4, so that's one team going for Liverpool. And I think like Arsenal's already off, so that's what I'm thinking in my head. But seriously, I think they can drop points again, and I think this could finish another 1-1 draw. So what else is there? We've got 2 more matches, okay. So this is the big game of the weekend. Is Chelsea versus Arsenal. Arsenal. They bet Chelsea in 3 times in the last 4 games. They bet them 3-0 at the Emirates when Chelsea, that's when they changed to 3 at the back on the second half. And that's what they got their glory. So Arsenal, man, you just hand them Premier League title. But nah, without anything. They won them at the FA Cup convincingly and the Community Shield at penalties. But look at the last results. I mean, not good by Arsenal. They won Leicester hardly, like 2 goals in the last how much minutes. They lost against Stoke City away and Liverpool. They won against Bournemouth, a convincing win, and they played very bad. And Cologne was playing good. They were 1 up the first half, second half. They conceded 3 goals and the game ended 3-1. So Arsenal recently picked up the game. On the other hand, Chelsea 6-0 win at the Champions League, and they played. And the thing you have to think about right now, is Alexis Sanchez going to start for Arsenal? And if he does he have the fitness? Because he just played yesterday night, and is he going to be ready for Sunday's match? Because the Chelsea side, they can play this strong squad because they had that game out, which they was a Tuesday, right? So they got like 4 days good rest, and the 5th day is obviously match. On the other hand, they've just got 2 days rest for Alexis Sanchez. Who else played for Arsenal? I mean, from the first squad, no one played, right? They started Giroud, yeah. So I don't know. Arsenal, they could have their first team out, even if they were without Alexis Sanchez. I think it's just gonna be another Stamford Bridge game. You know what the problem is with Arsenal? I don't see why they can change that course. Like, they just went on 2 games, they won, and they won against FC Cologne. The win wasn't even like convincing enough. And why should I be convinced that Arsenal's going to turn around? At Chelsea side has been great, and they're on right now a 4-game win streak, and they're going great again. Morata's scoring goals. Stamford Bridge have got a great result, great record against Arsenal. They haven't been bet by Arsenal at Stamford Bridge since 2011. So I think Chelsea will get this win, and I think it'll be a convincing win. I think 4-1. If that's the result, go check Arsenal Fan TV, bros. Okay. So the last fixture, Manchester United versus Everton. I mean, this Manchester United, they just drew. Could this be... I mean, Paul Pogba got injured and Jose Mourinho is furious with him because he thinks Paul Pogba's loss could be big. And we saw Everton get a 1-1 draw away at Etihad. And I think Manchester City... Manchester United without Paul Pogba is a worse side than Manchester City. Even with Paul Pogba, you can have the debate. But that's not what we'll think about. That's not what we'll talk about right now. They won at the Champions League, but now Paul Pogba's injured. He's pulled his hamstring. No, I don't know it's a hamstring. I don't know, but it's 6 weeks out, 6 matches. And Jose Mourinho is furious because he thinks they can lose points. And I think they will. It might be because I hate them. But look at Everton. They lost against Tottenham. I know it's home, but Tottenham's a great side. They lost at Stamford Bridge. That's like any team can lose there. They're the champions of England. And they got a great result against Manchester City away. And they won against Stoke City 1-0. And Stoke's been looking good this season. On the other hand, Manchester United, they were great. And they won at the Champions League as well. Everton, obviously Everton did have a game at Thursday night, and they lost 3-0. But they didn't have Sandro playing, they didn't have Klaassen playing, I think, so they rested some players. But look, 2-3 losses in a row, so you would back Manchester United, but I think they're going to drop points again. And I'm going for 2 more draws. But I'm not going to go for a draw this time. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Everton win. And I hope that happens. And I hope Manchester United just go very bad. So just before I finish my video. So this is the team I have for the fantasy Premier League thing. This is the team I've picked. So I've got innkeeper Lloris. I think he's always good every single season. David Luiz. I mean, I feel like last season was one of the best defenders for Chelsea, and I think because he's in that centre of the three centre backs, he has more to do than them, and I think that will help for the points. Valencia, Jose Mourinho favours him. He loves him, and Valencia love. They have a great relationship. He starts every game. He's been going good for Manchester United, so I think he'll start getting close. And he just scored. He's been great since he came in. That's why I've put him there. Bailey's been great. He's probably the best defender at Manchester United right now. Salah, he's been great. He scored in 4 Premier League games, 2 goals. He scored at the Champions League from 3 Champions League games, 2 goals. So he's a goal scorer. Matic, he's always good for Manchester United. I think he's just that guy to just get points. Henderson, he always puts he puts so much passes. He's very good defensively, so I think he will always get you points. Kante, I mean, do I even need to talk about him? The best Premier League player last season. Firmino always gets points, assists, goals. I mean, just this past week he missed a penalty, but he got a goal. He's a great player. Aguero is starting to get his shape. You can see he scored against Liverpool. He was good in the Champions League match. But I'm thinking of putting Jesus instead of him, because Jesus scored in the Champions League as well, and he scored against Liverpool 2 times. But obviously Aguero gave him that pass. Aguero could have scored that as well. But I think just because of Aguero's experience, at the end of the season, when you look at it, he will have more goals than Gabriel Jesus, and he's my captain. I've got triple captain. Otamendi is just a good defender. Moy, the star man for Huddersfield. That's why I featured him. Vardy, he's been scoring goals. Grant is just a keeper. I don't know. So that's my fantasy squad. Subscribe if you haven't, guys. It's been a long video. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Comment what you think about the video. Tell me what I can improve. And check out my video tomorrow on the Liverpool versus Burnley match. I'll do a preview. Bye-bye.